The screen is visible now. Fine. So, as I told you in the last class, we have two methods of conversion from a non-deterministic finite state machine to DFSM, where the first method we have seen is a subset construction method. In subset construction method, we all know that in NFA, the transition function is something like we will get the outgoing state, means from a state, if you provide an input, it will go to the set of states. If you see the set of states possibilities, so we will get just come across the power set actually. Power set of states could be possible when you move from one state to the other state. Since there are two transitions and a particular input symbol. So from Q naught, you see in the same screen, from the Q naught, if I apply input A, it is going to two states. One is Q naught, one more is Q1. So the set of all states possible, when I consider the transition from one state to the other state over a particular input symbol itself. So that's why it is NDFSM, so that we have considered the set of all possible states, subset of states, 2 power n number of subset of states. To each subset of this state, we provided the input and see to where it goes. And the evolving state, newly evolving state out of subset construction method should be one of the subset, one of the state in the subset. Only then we can say that which is deterministic. When we are moving from non-deterministic to deterministic. But what happens in NDF in subset construction method is we will end up with plenty of states where those states are not reachable. Again, there is a hectic. We need to remove all those not reachable states because from the start state, nowhere those states are reachable. So we have to eliminate all those not reachable states, right? So that is the issue. And one more thing is, if we have 5 states, 2 power 4 subsets, 2 power 5 subsets, probably 32 states, 16 states, it will be tricky for us looking at the not reachable states once we follow subset construction method. If in examination, they simply told about convert the following machine into DFSM, better you follow always lazy evaluation method. Always lazy evaluation method can be followed by the students until unless they preferably asked you to construct the DFSM only with subset construction method. If not, you can use lazy evaluation. Give the preference to lazy evaluation. If they compulsorily ask for subset construction method, go to that. The same problem I have taken the last class, whatever we have done with subset construction. In this class, I have taken lazy evaluation method. Let us say that I think using this method, I will not come across any not reachable states because my travel starts from the initial state called starting stage. Then and then, which are the new states are getting evolved, I will start applying the input that states. The lazy evaluation method is, see, I don't worry about anything of subset of states. So I just start my travel from Q naught. Since Q naught is the start state of NFSM here, Q naught is also the start state of DFSM. This is one of the rule we have seen in the last class only. So identify the start and final states, right? So the same pictorial representation, I have written the transition table over that here. So Q naught is the start state and Q2 is the final state. Okay. Now I have to identify the start state in my DFA once after I convert this to DFA. So start state of NFA is nothing but your start state of DFA. So Q naught is the start state of DFA. Coming to final state, so here Q2 and which and all the states that involve Q2 as the state. So, see, in NFA I have set of all possible states. Set of states I will get from one state to other state if I move. Right? So in that case, which and all the states that enclosed with Q2, all those states are the final states because Q2 is the final state. In a set, if you have Q2, that set belongs to final state. That is the meaning. So, okay, what did I told you about lazy evaluation method is, I'll start from Q naught, whichever the new state occurs, I will apply the input to that again. So I have the input symbols A and B. See, in between, if you have any doubt, please raise your voice and ask me the doubt, get it clarified, then we will move. Fine. Okay, I'll start my journey with Q naught because it is the start state. What and all the set of inputs I have here is A and B. So to the state Q naught, whatever the state I'm considering, I have to give both the inputs because DFSM, right? You should have transition to each and every input exactly once. So for Q naught, I have given A. So which is the table I have to refer? I have to refer NDFSM only. For Q naught, if I give A, where it is going? It is going to Q naught and Q1, right? Then I have to give input B. If I give input B, it goes to Q naught only. In this, which is the new state? New state that you got recently. Q naught and Q1, right? Yes, Q naught and Q1 is the new state. Q naught, which is already there. I have applied the inputs. Take Q naught Q1 right now. So for the state Q naught Q1, I'm applying the input A. So first you have to look at for Q naught A and then Q1 A. For Q naught A, if I see, I know that it's Q naught Q1. Look at the transition table every time and then write Q naught Q1. Then for Q1, if I give A, it goes to a null state. I think that state is not existing. For A, I think there is no transition from Q1 on A. So that's why it is null state. So I have to union it because the transition from Q naught on A union with transition from Q1 on A. So the union is, you will result with Q naught Q1, which is already existing state. To that state only, I am giving the inputs right now. Right?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Fine.
Ma'am,
Yeah, tell me. Yeah.
a lot of people have been waiting for a long time to be let in.
1 second. I have given auto admit to the class. They don't need to wait. 1 second. I think it's waiting for the switching over the screen. Yeah, it's my kind advice to everyone who are joining now and even the remaining people who are there in the class. Please log into the class at right time.
Ma'am, I was trying from 1 o'clock, ma'am. You didn't let me in.
Even I didn't do anything right now. Actually, I think I had shared the screen. With that screen I was working with, actually I had provided auto admit. Probably I had come to the meet screen only, then you will get admitted. Okay. I have started the class at exact time. At least a prior of 5 minutes you have to be. Okay. Yes, the screen is visible, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So who and all joined right now, please have a look at again. Since I'm doing lazy evaluation method of conversion from NFSM to DFSM right now. So first of all, you have to write down the transition table. Once you have written the transition table of NFA, this is NFA because you had a transition from Q0 on A twice. And for Q1, there is no transition on A, and for Q2, no transition of AB. Same problem which I did with subset construction method the last class. Since there are not so many not reachable states, I have to eliminate them, and the complexity increases when the number of states increases because 2 power n number of subsets we have to construct. To each and every subset, you have to apply the input and then go on avoiding the not reachable states. So that is the difficulty or complexity you are facing with subset construction method. So the lazy evaluation method is the one you can prefer all the time if there is no constraint on the question given, which method you have to follow. So better follow the lazy evaluation method. In lazy evaluation method, then and then, which are the new states are occurring to you, to that state you start providing the input and make sure that that is one of your existing states. Fine. So here, based on the transition table, Q0 is the start state of your NFSM. And the same Q0 will be the start state of DFSM because I'm converting the NFA to DFA. I need to know the start state of DFA also. So this will be also the start state of DFA. Since Q2 is the final state of NFA, whichever the set of states that possess Q2 as the state, those states also will belong to the final state. In any state, if you take Q2, that state is also final state. Okay, so I have identified the start and final states of my DFA. Now what I have to do is, I have to start my travel from Q0 and then see which are the new states are evolving. For every new state, I have to apply the input AB because the set of all input alphabets are AB here. So I have started from Q0. If I provide input A to Q0, where it goes? It goes to the set called Q0, Q1. Identify that this is the new state because as of now, I know only Q0. I don't know any other state. This is the new state. So write down new state because later I have to provide the input to it immediately. Then I have to provide which input? B input to the state called Q0. Look at the transition table or the transition diagram for writing for Q0 B where it goes. For Q0 B it goes to Q0 only, probably self state. Since this state is not a new state for me because this is the existing state right now, Q0. So I no need to apply input again to Q0, but the new state which I got is Q0 Q1, right? So the new state is Q0, Q1, then start applying the input to that. If you have the set of states, Q0, Q1, two states, and you need to apply the input, make sure that you provide the union of the resultant states. First, you apply the input A on Q0. You know the result is Q0, Q1. Look at the transition table. The input A on Q0 is Q0, Q1. And if you union, the next one is Q1 on A. You see Q1 on A on the top of the transition table. Q1 on A is, I think you don't have a transition like that from Q1 to A. So I have written it as null set. If you don't have a transition on a particular input symbol, please write null set. Fine. So I have made a null set here. So the resultant state is Q0, Q1, which is not a new state because that is the existing state right now. Then the same thing I am applying the input B. For Q0 and then Q1 to both the states, I'm applying what? Input B. So Q0, Q1, I'm applying the input B. What is this? Q0, Q2, I'm getting. See, Q0, Q2. Right now, as of now, I know only Q0 state. One more state is Q0, Q1. But I don't know Q0, Q2. It is occurring now. This I will consider as new state. I will proceed further. So the next state is Q0, Q2. Then you start applying the inputs to them. Q0, Q2, I have applied the input A. So Q0 on A, I already know that it goes to Q0, Q1. And then Q2A, I think there is no transition from Q2 at all. Even in the pictorial representation, I have told you from Q2, it's the final state, but there is no input transition from Q2. So that's why I have taken it as null set. The resultant state is Q0, Q1. Q0, Q1 is the second state which I have already done with inputs. So I no need to consider that further for giving the inputs. Then Q0, Q2, the same state on B, it will result with Q0. Q0 is the first state. Now I have only three states. See, as of now, in the last set, Q0, Q2, I didn't get any new state actually, which these two are also existing states. So I can stop it here. The moment you are not getting any new state means you can stop it over there. The only states you have is now Q0, Q0, Q1, and Q0, Q2. Please, whatever you have written right now, all those are transition functions. So please put it as a transition table. So I have started from Q0. When I give input here, I know where it goes. I have written the transition function right now before, right? And then B, where it goes. For Q0, Q1, AB, where it goes, and Q0, Q2, where it goes. Out of these states, you could see that Q0, Q0, Q1, and Q0, Q2, which is the final state? Q0, Q2 is the final state because Q2 is the final state of NFA. So this set contains Q2. So this is the final state of DFA. So looking at the transition table, it will be a little bit awkward to me looking at the states, set of states, so that I have renamed them as ABC, where A is the start state, which represents Q0, B is the middle state Q0, Q1, C is the final state Q0, and then Q2. And the same thing I have represented over here. So for that transition table, I have written the transition diagram. From A, it goes to B on A, it goes to A on B. And then from B, see from A, B is reachable. From B, C is reachable. From C, again A is reachable. So there is no not reachable states here, right? There is a connectivity from start state to the end state. I can travel from A to B, from B to C. So there is no not reachable states here. So the same problem what I have done in the last class with the subset construction method, at the end you might have seen that how I have removed each not reachable state, non-reachable states. So there is no such problem with lazy evaluation method. Fine. Only difference is in subset construction, I have to construct the subsets, possible subset of states. To each state, blindly I have to apply the input and check. But at the end, you have to verify whether not reachable states are there or not. If there, you eliminate them. But in lazy evaluation method, then and then, which is the new state is getting evolved, to that state, you provide input, continue the process as long as till you didn't get any new state. Fine. Identify the start state and final states without fail. So what did you understood from this pictorial representation transition diagram is, this is the language that will satisfy all the strings, set of all strings that will end with AB. AB. See? Even the B also ending with AB. C also ending with AB. B, AB. Ending with AB. Any doubts in lazy evaluation method? Yes?
No, ma'am.
Fine. Other people?
No, no, ma'am.
Okay, by today or tomorrow, I will provide you the notes possible. And I think one of the file I have shared my video links and all, YouTube video links. So I'll try to share it in Google Class, the last two classes video links. And the assignment problems I have to give you. Right now, these two problems I'm providing to you. Please make a note, write it down in the book. Next class, I'm going to ask the solution for these two anybody. This you have to convert that into DFA using lazy evaluation method. I have given two problems. Please write down. Have you noted down?
1 minute.
You can take a screenshot also now.
Yes, ma'am.
Please take the screenshot, or if it's completed taking down, then we will move with the next set of problems, which are again the conversion. Till now we know that we have DFSM, determinism, and then non-DFSM, and we know how to since practically we cannot implement NDFSM machines, so we have converted that into DFA with two methods. There are one more type of machine possible, a finite automata with epsilon transitions or epsilon moves. So we know that epsilon means no input, means empty input. With an empty input also, a transition is possible in epsilon NFA. Actually, it's an NFA with epsilon moves. A transition with an empty input string is called as an epsilon transition. You can see that in the representation given. From Q0, I had a transition to Q1 either with A or without any input also. Means even with an epsilon transition also, I can move from Q0 to Q1. Right? So an NFA with an epsilon transition is transition from one state to other state with an epsilon move is epsilon NFA. Okay, I have been seeing the transition function to each and every category I have been observing as of now. From DFA, I know what is the transition function. NFA, I know it, but now I'm seeing the epsilon NFA. So it's very simple. What is big Q is the set of all finite number of states. Any state from Q0 to Q4 or Q5. If I apply the input, it will go to only one state at a time, right? Only one state. That state belongs to Q, set of all finite states. That is called DFA, because for an input symbol, I cannot go to two states at a time. But in NFA, for an input symbol, I may go to the set of all possible states. That is called 2 power Q combination of states, means subset of states. Suppose from Q0 on A, I may go to Q1 as well on, you just see in the previous representation, consider this an NFA. On A, it goes to Q0 as well to Q1, Q0, Q1. Q0, Q1 belongs to a subset of Q0, Q1, Q2, right? A subset of Q0, Q1, Q2. So that is what NFA. But coming to epsilon NFA, how the transition function is, as of now, I don't have any empty input. For an empty input, I never transmitted from one state to other state. But now, in epsilon NFA, along with the possible input, could be either A, B, or 0, 1, anything, I have a transition over epsilons also. When I'm writing my transition function, I have to include epsilon also. So for an epsilon, it moves from one state to the set of all possible states, subset of states, because it's an epsilon NFA, right? See, the same thing. For Q0, on epsilon, it may go to Q1. On epsilon, it may go to Q2, right? So Q0, on epsilon, it goes to Q1, Q2. So it is one of the power set, right? One of the power set. Fine. Have you understood the transition function representation of epsilon NFA? Is there any problem in talking with me?
Ma'am, could you explain it once more? I did not get it.
Why, Nitish?
No, I wasn't able to understand that clearly.
Which one representation?
Yes, ma'am.
But you can ask me now. The moment I raised my voice, if you have any doubts. What about DFA representation?
That I got it, ma'am. This one I
And
didn't understand. This
NFA?
NFA, I got that also.
So 2 power q means, see, for example, a state called q naught, right?
Yes, ma'am.
A state called q naught, I apply the input A. Where it is going? It is going
Q1.
to q naught,
Oh, okay.
q naught and then q1.
Q1.
Within the
Yes, ma'am.
set, you have q naught, comma q1. That q naught, comma q1 is one of the power set.
Okay.
One item of the power set, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Take the combinations of q naught, q1, q2. If you write power set 2 power 3, 8 combinations will come. Q naught, q1, q2, 3 sets. Set q naught, set q1, set q2, then q naught, q1, q naught, q2, q1, q2, q naught, q1, q2, null set. 8 combinations will come.
Yes, ma'am.
So when I apply input, it will go to one of the state which is existing in power set, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And coming to epsilon NFA, it is very simple. Epsilon NFA, you not only have transitions over the input symbols, but also you have the transitions over epsilon, right?
Oh, okay. Yes.
You also have the
Against
transition
Q1.
over epsilon.
Yes, ma'am.
If such case, from a state, I may go to one of this state called 2 power q, one of this state, either on input symbol called epsilon, or I may go it over epsilon, either I may go on some input symbol called a comma b, which is a summation symbol, or I may go to one of the state in the power set through epsilon also.
Okay.
See, I have epsilon transitions here. See, from q naught, if I apply input epsilon, right?
Yes.
It is going to q1 as well. It is going to q2.
Q2.
So q1, q2, is it not a power set?
Yes, ma'am. It is.
Yeah, that's why epsilon. Not only
Okay.
transition over input symbols, also with epsilons.
Epsilon. Okay.
Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Okay. So then, since we are under epsilon NFA concept, and there is a method here, they may ask you to convert from an epsilon NFA to DFA. Probably you no need to construct, generally earlier, the moment we got a pictorial representation of a DFSM or an NFSM, we were writing the transition table. But from epsilon NFA, with the transition table, you cannot do anything. You need to find the epsilon closure of each and every state. I'll tell you what is an epsilon closure. Please carefully listen. Epsilon closure of a state can be represented with E close of Q naught, for example. So here I need to find the epsilon closure of all the states called E close of Q naught, Q1 as well, Q2. In the conversion from epsilon NFA to DFA, I require it. So then I'm telling you. So epsilon closure of any state is that state itself, along with that, which and all the reachable states over epsilon transition. Which and all the reachable states from that state over epsilon transition. For example, what is the epsilon closure of Q naught? The epsilon closure of Q naught is Q naught itself. Along with that, from Q naught, which and all the states I can reach over epsilon. So from Q naught, okay, E close of Q naught is Q naught. One of the answer, E close of Q naught is Q naught. Along with that, E close of Q naught is, I can reach Q1 from Q naught over epsilon. Only epsilon transition reachability. Only epsilon transitions you have to worry about for which state the E close is asked for. E closure of Q naught is Q naught, comma, Q1 is reachable over epsilon, so Q1. And then this also includes now. From Q1, again there is a reachability to Q2 over epsilon. See how long you can reach over epsilon from a state to the till the reachability is there over epsilon. So E close of Q naught is Q naught, followed with Q1 since you had epsilon transition, then followed with Q2 since you had an epsilon transition from Q1 to Q2. From Q2, you don't have any epsilon transition to any state. So there I will stop. So Q naught, Q1, Q2. Then what is E close of Q1? So epsilon closure of Q1, I have to start from Q1 only. Epsilon closure of Q1 is Q1 because from which state you are starting, that state also will be included in the E closure. Q1 itself, along with that reachability to Q2 over epsilon. So Q1, Q2. What about E closure of Q2? Don't write null set. Any closure of a state is that state first. Later the reachability over epsilon. Right? So E closure of Q2, though it doesn't have any reachability over epsilon to any state, but E closure of Q2 is Q2. That's what we have maintained, right? Epsilon closure of any state is that state itself. Along with that epsilon transitions to which state it goes. Anybody have doubt in this part?
No, ma'am.
Fine. So this is the epsilon NFA which I have taken. There is one more topic in module 2 there for epsilon NFA and then regular expressions. See, there should be a language, right? For any representation, like from starting we are seeing in automata. For you are writing the you are drawing the DFA for a language given to you, right? Looking at the DFA, you can able to write know that which pattern it follows. So those are called the regular expressions. Which expression it is? What is the regularity it has in the expression? Patterns. The same way, in the module 2 will correlate with epsilon NFA along with regular expression. What language that is going to be acceptable by this machine? It's very simple. It will start with AB followed with either A or B multiple of times because there is a self loop here. So AB followed with within the bracket A plus B star. Why a star is after AB you can reach the final state also. After AB you can reach the final state also without any input. See, epsilon is there. Or else after AB you can reach either A multiple times or B multiple times. That's why AB into A plus B the whole power star. We will see that because I need to use the Jamboard for that to explain you. I cannot tell simply with mouth. Okay. So how we are representing a transition function as of now is with the help of the symbol called del. But here I use del E because this is the transition function for epsilon NFA. So keep in mind we are converting the epsilon NFA to DFA, right? Epsilon NFA to DFA. So we need to apply the transition function. We need to apply the transition function. Before that, we have to find the E closure. Something called negative into negative is positive. So generally, when you apply the transition function over the input, you will not get because it's an epsilon NFA. Without any input also it reaches. So that I have to apply an E closure to a transition function so that I will get the proper one, proper state of DFA. So remember, I have to apply the epsilon closure over the transition function. So keep in mind, when you are converting the epsilon NFA into DFA, you have to apply the epsilon closure function over the transition function of epsilon NFA. Epsilon closure function on the transition function. Only then you can convert this epsilon NFA to DFA. Okay. So as usual, initially we were like, which is the start state of NFA? That will be the start state of DFA. Here not that case. Since 0 is the start state of epsilon NFA, I cannot consider that 0 as the start state of DFA. If it comes, okay. Identify the start state of start state of epsilon NFA. Okay, you have to identify the start state of DFA. Since 0 is the start state of epsilon NFA, 0 is the start state of epsilon NFA, I cannot directly write the same 0 is the start state of DFA. I have to apply the E closure. What is the E closure of 0? What is E closure of 0? Anybody?
0.
Yes? 0. Good. So E closure of any state is first that state itself. If you have epsilon transitions, you can have further states. But I don't have any epsilon transitions from 0, but I can include 0. So E closure of 0 is 0. So I will just rename it as A because that A will act as the start state of DFA. So epsilon closure of the start state of epsilon NFA is the start state of DFA. What did I told you? Epsilon closure of the start state of epsilon NFA is the start state of DFA. Since E closure of 0 is 0, this is the start state of DFA. I will represent that as A. Okay, the same thing, like a lazy evaluation method. Whichever the states you are getting, the same state you should, for the same state, you apply the inputs. What are all the inputs I have in my question? Except epsilon, because I'm going to DFA, right? In DFA, I don't see any epsilon. So I no need to construct a transition function for epsilon. So construct the transition function only for A's and B's. Those are all the possible inputs I can have in my DFA. So I consider the state 0 as the state A, right? So to the state A, apply the inputs. What are all the inputs I can apply is A and then B. So what did I told you here is directly don't apply the transition function. Don't apply the del E of A comma A. Del E is transition function of epsilon NFA. Apply the E closure function on the transition function. So E closure of del E of A comma A. We know that what is A, right? A is nothing but the state 0. Just take that state 0 and then input A as such. First, within the parenthesis, this one you complete off. When I apply input A to 0, where it goes? Look at the pictorial representation. When I apply input A on 0, where it goes? It goes to 1, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I have written that 1 here. I have written 1 here. But I should not forget that E closure. E closure of your transition. So transition I have written 1. What is E closure of 1? Again, you have to look at the figure.
1 itself.
E closure of 1 is 1 itself, because after 1 I don't have any epsilon transition. So only 1 I will take. So this is the new state I got. Earlier I had 0. This is the new state I got. Whichever the new state you are getting on a transition input symbol, you please mark it as with an alphabet. So I will just, the state 0 is renamed as A. Now I got with one new state evolved. I will take it with B. Fine. Only one input I have given to A. I have to give one more input. What is that? B. Same procedure. E close of del E of A comma B. A is nothing but 0, right? Do you have any transition for B on 0? From 0, do you have any transition over B? No. You have only on A. So, I will write null transition called phi. So, E close of phi is phi only. E close of anything is that only first. Later, you have to worry about epsilon transitions. So, phi. Can you get this phi in DFA? So, don't name it with any alphabet. Proper states only, because it means that there is no transition. We will see. Fine. I think Probably after that we may get the same one. Don't write for 5 and all, don't write the states, new states. Okay, which is the new state you got right now? B, right? Right now is 1.
Yes, ma'am.
So for B, if I apply the input A, what is B actually? It is 1. It is 1. So same formulas. Actually, B is 1. 1 on A, actually you don't have any transition. But 1 on B, you have a transition. So it will come with, end up with 5. Then come to B on B. B is 1 actually. For 1, if you give B where it goes to 2. You can check it out. For 1, if you give B, it goes to 2. Goes to 2. So now, E closure of 2. You have to look it in the representation. E closure of 2. What is E closure of 2? I have written 2, 3, 4, 6, 9. How it has occurred? Right. Reachability with excellence. E closure of 2 I have to find. Look at E closure of 2. Where and all you are going from 2? E closure of 2 is 2 first. Then you had an epsilon transition to 3. Then 3 to 4. Then 3 to 6. From 2 only you had a one more transition to 9. Right? So now tell me what is E closure of 2? 2, 3. Please write it in ascending order. Immediately don't go to 9. 2, 3, 4, 6, and then 9. Because from 4 you don't have a transition later on epsilon. It is going to A, it's going to B. On B it's going to 7. So E closure of 2 is 2, 3, 4, 6, and then 9. Write it in ascending order. 2, 3, 4, 6, 9. This is a new state actually for me. Rename it as C. Fine. Like that you have to do this till you get no new states. Then I have to consider the state C. The state C is nothing but 2, 3, 4, 6, 9. To every one I have to apply the input A. So del E of C comma A. To every fellow I have to apply input A. Probably remaining all will null. One thing will have. So 4 only on A you have 5. You can see the representation. 2, 3, 4, 6, 9 is the state. 2 I don't have any on A. 3 also I don't have. But 4 I have a transition on A. Where it goes to 5. It goes to 5. So only on 4 it goes to 5. Remaining all null states probably don't have a transition over A. So then comes E close of 5. So when I calculate the E closure of 5, I am getting it like this. But please, means I'm going on a path of getting these values, but try to write down the same values in ascending order, so that you come to know that whether such states are already existing or new state it is. Since in the previous state I have 2, 3, 4, 6, 9. Now I got 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. So this is a new state. Even a one variable changes, one letter changes, new state. This is D. But I hadn't given the input B to C. So I have to do that. So here I am getting 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I apply. Here 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. There is no 7. There is no 5 here. So this is a new state called E. I'm going in order way. So first of all, I have to apply the input to D. So if the same state is coming again and again, so you can rename it as D. See the same state. D is nothing but 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. For that, I'm getting on A, it's going to D itself. So write it D only, no problem. If you have already existing state which you have named it with a particular alphabet, please write the same alphabet. Like that, I have did it till E. Later on, I didn't get any F, G like that. So I have stopped it over there. So this is the transition table I have written based on the transitions I got. So initially I had a state 0 which is named as A. This is my start state. I gone to B, and for the input B, I don't have any transition. Right? Yes, you can raise a question here. It is DFA means. If it is DFA means, ma'am, how can you write 5 here? It should have transition on every input symbol, no? Do you have the doubt right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Since the language says this DFA will accept all the states, all the strings that will start with AB. Suppose from A on B, it goes to trap state. B on A, there is a 5, right? It goes to trap state. Though that is not a valid state. Your doubt is clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear? Gunpreet, I think.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's why there is 5 over there. So no need to worry. So start state, no issue for me. What is the start state is E closure of the start state of that. So E closure of 0 is 0. So A is the start state. How did you identify C, D, E are the final states? Actually, what is the final state of my epsilon NFA? 9, right? What is the final state of epsilon NFA is 9. So which and all the states that enclose 9 within, those and all final states. State A don't have 9, state B don't have that, one it has. State C, look at C, it has 9, right? So this is final state. That's why I have written a star over there. State D has enclosed 9, so final state. Because 9 is the final state of epsilon NFA. Then again you have here in E. So C, D, E are the final states. Identify like that. C, D, E are the final states. So one thing, you have to find the epsilon closure. In transitions, you have to apply the epsilon closure on the transition function. So first transition function outcome you identify, then you will end up with one value, apply the E closure on that value. Any doubts in today's class?
No, ma'am.
Others, please?
No, ma'am, understood.
Okay. 1 second.